Welcome to my channel. My name is Olga, and today's live stream, I think we're going to do a new series. Haven't really come up with a name for it yet, but I will be having a co-host, and I believe you see her name in the title description, Marissa Armandi. And, we're going to be coming at you with a lot of cool stuff. She had been mentioning, let's talk about manifestation. So, especially if you're watching this live, make sure to leave a comment. If you like this video, if you enjoyed it, if you learned anything from it, you got anything good from it, make sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure to hit the notification bell with the all so we don't miss each other in the next live stream so we can talk live to each other. If you're watching this replay, definitely still comment. Your comment are my fuel. I do read them and I will respond. So now, without further ado, let me bring in Marissa Armandi.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
Marissa.
everybody. Hi.
Thank you for joining me. Welcome. Sorry for the tardiness. I did another live that just went over.
I figured. I was like, she's probably just talking.
Yeah, well, I had a guest, and we were talking about Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
You met him.
Yeah.
And because we were talking about the Phillies game and stuff like that. And,
Okay.
it was only supposed to be like an intro, and then next thing you know, he was in the whole live. And then
Great.
it's just too much and then when you want to talk to everybody in the live chat, it's like...
Yeah, you gotta keep going back to it.
Yeah. But, so great to see you.
Yes,
and
me too.
Again, anyone that's in the live chat, please make sure that even if it's just an emoji, leave an emoji. Let me know you're here and you're watching. So I did see your message about a certain topic. So today, really, the floor is yours. So what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I guess we had talked a couple days ago about like what necessarily we should talk about, and the other podcast of yours that I was on was kind of like current eventy, and I live under a rock, so I wasn't able to comment on a lot of the stuff, even though like I did, but like I don't know, I feel like I wasn't super I didn't have a lot to say about it, but we were talking, and I feel like every time we do talk, whether it's just like a phone call, like, hey, what's up, we always get into these topics of like astrology and manifestation and like all of that kind of stuff. So I think we talk about it naturally, so we might as well just make a podcast on it.
Yeah, I agree. I was doing the hacking happiness, which I still am, but and I just did one so far of just like starting to share my stories that got me to where I'm at. That's, people ask me that all the time, not just, how did you become who you are, life coach, life strategist, consultant, or an astrologer as well, or a tarot reader. And they're all great questions. So I was like, you know what? But a lot of the questions also go to like your back, like your past, your story, like, what's your background, right? And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start telling these stories, especially the ones that I tell over and over again. And especially those stories that people are like, oh, remember that story about like the last one I just did was about the milk rule in my house when I was growing up. So, but I'm not sure where I'm taking that. It's just, I'm going to just keep sharing stories, my personal stories that really contributed to the Hacking Happiness course and training that I do. So, but this is totally different. And you're right, because obviously when I started this channel, it was for the coaching, but then I started during the pandemic, I started doing all the tarot aspect of what I do. And that was new. And then I got this great amount of subscribers and loyal people and fans. I even had moderators. It was really great. Took a while. It was a lot of hard work and it wasn't easy. And I never done it. So, but then I had to get back to life and I had to start working and I couldn't do the tarot. But yet, like you said, what do we always talk about?
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing. And like, well, how do I bring it back to this channel for
Mhm.
those that did subscribe for those reasons. And then we already done a few lives together at my other podcast, the Olga S show. And I'm like, this is great. But I'm thinking, I guess one of the reasons why I'm saying this is because I want the audience, the people that are either watching the live or watching the replay, I would like them to tell us, what do you
Yeah.
want to know more about?
Yeah.
How do you want, manifestation, which I don't know. That's what I like to talk about with you today. And that's why I also mentioned and named this live Q&A live, because what about manifestation, right? Like, when you talk about manifestation, are you talking about like the law of attraction? Like, because that's a real deep rabbit hole to go into.
There's
But then,
so many rabbit holes.
yeah. And then, but you also mentioned, you said, I was watching some videos on the lunar eclipse, and you're right, and that's on the 8th. Or, yeah. And you actually wrote it in your message. I just read it.
Yeah.
And I think we could start there. That's a great one.
Yeah. I think that I definitely, like you're saying, I want the audience here to kind of push us into a direction. But as far as this first one goes, the next current thing coming up in astrology is that lunar eclipse that's happening. And that one specifically, it's a lot about just the little bit that I've looked into it. It's a lot about, closing chapters and like beginning something new. So that has a ton to do with manifestation and where you kind of want to take that next phase of your life. That's all up to you and how you perceive it and what your perspective is on everything that's going to come in and out with this lunar eclipse.
Well, what do you know about eclipses in general?
So eclipses, they happen all the time. It's just kind of a very big, like, high energy moment in the stars when there's a lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, or whatever. The moon and the sun are on completely opposite sides of astrology and in space, so there's just a lot of energy coming from both ends. So a lot of big things, big transitions, and big moments of everyone's life kind of happen. And this one specifically, I did write a couple things down. So the moon is going to be in Taurus.
Taurus.
Yes. And the sun's going to be in Sag. So already that's a lot of big things. A lot of career stuff, because Sag and Taurus are both big, like, money signs and about like material objects and everything and your career paths and stuff. So if anyone is experiencing any feelings of big change in their career, it'll be happening like within the next couple weeks. Or any maybe career path that isn't necessarily going your way, it's closing and it's ending to make room for something new.
Which is what, just in general, eclipses do.
Yeah.
They eclipse shit out.
Yeah, phases
or
out
eclipse
the old...
change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big change moments for sure.
But this one's a big deal. And every time I explained it to people that maybe not really into astrology or know specific, but they want to know, and they'll be like, well, I'm like, listen, in a nutshell, like, because if we break down all the aspects, right, and all the things that are happening at the same time, it's not just the lunar eclipse, the sun being in Sag, and the moon in Taurus, it's everything else. And then you have to look at your house. Like, you need to know your natal chart. And guys, you can look it up. Cafe Astrology, there's a ton of websites where you can look up, but you need to know the date, the time that you were born, not just the date, so that you can get all the accurate, like, where in the house, especially your ascendant. So when I read somebody's chart, I definitely look at their ascendant. Like, that to me is the true, like, what's going to happen. It's going to happen to your ascendant sign. So I'm an ascendant Libra. You're an ascendant Taurus. So obviously, those of the same sign of the eclipse, they're definitely going to be hitting it. But then it also the degrees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's the
depends
degrees
where
that eclipse is going to happen that obviously will affect those. So it is that specific. Like, when people think it's so general.
Yeah.
And you know how TikTok has all this stuff. And matter of fact, I've had a bunch of requests recently. They're like, why are you not? Like, I've been hearing it for a while now, not just recent. Like, why are you not maximizing the TikTok with your astrology and the tarot? And I'm like, well, I did for a minute, but it's just so time consuming to make the videos.
Yeah.
But then I saw this guy's interview on the Leo King's channel, and I never heard of him. Matter of fact, have you heard of him?
Mm-mm. Leo Kings, no.
So the Leo King, he's he's known to be like a celebrity. He's in California. He's known to be like a celebrity astrologer. I'm going to screen share with you. King.
Does he do like readings and stuff, or he just kind of like preaches?
He's done all kinds of stuff, and now lately he's got his own platform called I don't want to say it wrong. It's not Rise TV. That's another platform. It's hold on. I'm going to screen share with you. It's High Vibes. I think that's what it's called. High Vibe.
I don't know if I've heard of it.
You see it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is his channel on YouTube.
Okay, he looks familiar. I've definitely seen his face popping around.
When I first found him,
never watched a video though.
Yeah, so when I first found him, I was like, oh, he looks legit and he knows his shit. And I looked up his bio and all this stuff, but I didn't really like his style. This is like 3 or 4 years ago, and he's been on doing straight up every day, or at least he used to every day. Now it's like maybe a couple times a week. I just didn't like the style for some reason, but I felt that he knew his shit. And then I started loving him, especially during 2020, because he's really raw. And you know me, I like to be raw and real. Like it's just, and so, I'm sharing the page with you, but as far as like the home, so that's like his past foretelling. This guy definitely has receipts for every prediction he's made. And so this is the guy that he just had the other
Larry
day.
Krasner and John Feder.
Okay, no, I'm not getting paid to promote this, and don't even give me no, don't want to do politics right now.
Well, it's funny politics pop up because the eclipse is happening on election day.
Oh, I know, dude. Let me tell you about. See, that's it. High Vibe TV. So that's exactly what I was going to get at. That first of all, I have a friend of mine who's having a major procedure done that he's been putting off for a long time. And he happens to say, hey, thanks to you, I finally made the appointment and I'm making this procedure. Health-wise, by the way, it's very good. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to feel like I'm sharing his private stuff, his personal stuff. But he schedules it on the 8th. And then I talked to a cousin of mine. I had an uncle pass away a couple months ago, and they're doing like this memorial, whatever. I don't mean whatever. I just don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm not sure if it's a eulogy or something like that in specific. And it's also scheduled for the 8th. And I'm going, and then that's the lunar eclipse in Taurus. And I have a moon in Taurus.
Yeah.
So like, this is awesome that you're mentioning this, because to me, I'm almost antsy, but not in a bad way, about what is this full moon going to bring to me.
Right. Yeah.
It should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Even because it could be bad if something bad has to get out of your life.
I mean, yeah, well, that's exactly like that. It depends how you perceive it. I mean, it is going to bluntly be like something has to leave and something like a chapter is closing, but don't look at it as a bad thing, because that's just making room for all this new opportunity that you can get out of the next month or two.
Right. Well, since I didn't plan on this, I don't know exactly where this guy, but I guess his name is Evan Nathaniel Grimm. And the reason why I was sharing it with you is because I just don't remember his name, and I just found him, right? Like on this video, because I do follow the Leo King. And hold on, I just want to make sure. Okay. I didn't know if I was still screen sharing, but he mentioned that he apparently got really big on TikTok. But there's a lot of bullshit on TikTok in that arena. The tarot, the astrology, it's all like a game, and you know what I mean? It's like, it's entertainment. And for people that are serious about it, like myself, and obviously this guy is, he was like, you know what? I just focus. And he says he goes for walks every day, especially because, I think he's a Scorpio. He's a Scorpio, in fact.
Ooh.
And, but I think his ascendant is fire or something. He was talking about like, he gets his most inspiration or ideas and stuff like when he goes for a run. So the sun, and I do the same thing. That I need like the sun, go for a walk, and I get these ideas like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? All these downloads. Yeah. But he mentioned the whole TikTok thing, and I'd been hearing this forever. And I tried for a hot second, but it's just too much work. And he was saying, getting to my point, sorry, took me so long. But that he doesn't spend more than 20 minutes. So
Really?
go for a walk, he'll get an idea, and then he produces it and he goes, yeah, I don't edit for more than 20 minutes. And I'm like, I
How
can't make
yeah,
a short
I know.
in
I
20
edit
minutes.
for
I'm
20
like,
minutes. Like,
and that's why I really like this idea of doing the lives. And then
mhm.
if we have a following, we have support and, sponsors and whatnot, then I can pay somebody to make
Yeah.
shorts of our
Yeah,
interaction, our conversation, because like you said, every time we talk, I don't know why my nose is itching. I feel like my hair keeps like touching my nose. I know it's stupid, but it's like I keep going like this. I'm like, why am I keep going that? But I feel like because whenever you and I talk, these nuggets come out, right? We both get like uploads, downloads. And so what I'm hoping is that starting today's our first. And for the audience, whether you're watching this live or the replay, the plan is that we're going to come every Friday, 2 or 2:30. I haven't established that yet. Maybe 2:30, like you had suggested. I was like, no, I don't need to wait till 2:30.
No, and then I was like, you're gonna have to go pee and drink water, and I know you're gonna talk, probably go over the other one.
So I think you're right, and I'm gonna start promoting it. I'll post it on the post, or I'll also do. I'll put a poll up and see if people respond. Again, it's probably too early to do that. I think they need to get to watch us and know us, and then, but that's the thing though, that when you and I talk and we just go on it, and that's why we both came to this conclusion that we should be doing this live here on this channel.
Right. Even if we're just talking to each other about like our day, we always end up like
exactly.
The conversation is always this kind of stuff.
Thank you.
No matter what.
Thank you. So, I mean, we talked a little bit about the eclipse, but I feel like it's another aspect and a dimension if people are asking us questions in the live chat.
Yeah.
And so far, I don't see any questions, so can't answer anything. So while we get more people to log on, and again, guys, if you're watching this replay, leave the comments below. I do read them. I will respond. So will Marissa. And we'll queue it up. Any questions you guys have, what do you want to know? Because here's my biggest thing. Besides that, even if this guy, the Nathaniel guy that I just shared on the screen, is doing really good on TikTok and it's totally changed his life and all this stuff, and that's great and good for him. But the majority of what's on there is shit. Like, it's not real. It's stupid. It's like, if you see this video, you're meant to see it. And maybe sometimes it is. But the fact that it's like a game, it's not a game, guys. It's not a game at all. Like, and back in the day, I know you and I've talked about this. But remember how I've said to you, I used to believe in free will because I do believe that we have power, again, with the power of manifesting. But then I'm like, if I look back at my whole life and look back even like yesterday or a week ago or a month ago, the manifestation that people aren't talking about is what I really want to get into. Because if you believe in astrology, the tarot even, then you believe in fate. And if you believe in fate, then how much power do you have? I just threw the ball in your court. What do you think about that?
What I would respond to that with is it's all about your perspective and how you perceive it all. If you perceive that you're living life and it's all up to fate and you have no control, then you have no control and it's all up to fate. But if you perceive that you do have control and that you can adjust things, make changes in your life to change other things down the line, then you do have control. It's all up to what you really think, and you can think it, but you have to really believe that is working for you, and that's how you
what's working for you?
Like, if you, like what I just said, like if you believe it's
like
all up to fate,
like I can really capture all that.
If you wake up every morning and you're like, yeah, my life is just going to be whatever it is and it's already written in the stars, then sure, your life is going to just happen the way it's always meant to happen. But if you perceive and you think that you have the ability to like make little changes and change it, then fate is technically in your own hands. You create your own fate.
Interesting. Because when I was younger, I thought that. But not anymore.
See, it's all those extra experiences.
It's like all of a sudden, like, for example, Pluto as a Libra ascendant, my Pluto is in my 4th house of home, ancestors.
Mhm.
And of course, every house rules many aspects, many areas, right? So like the 9th house, rules travel, but it also rules education, higher learning, right?
Mhm.
There's multiple facets. But here's the freaking game changer. Or I don't know what it's going to do to you right now, because I used to think just like you until I have 30 years of documenting stuff. So it's no longer just reading what other people say
Yeah,
or
it's
what.
your work.
Yeah, it's like, okay, hold on. So they've been saying this. And in some ways you're like, maybe, yeah, maybe not. Because also, if you believe in astrology, then you do believe in either a god or spirit or universe or a higher intelligence.
Right.
Whether that's just the universal intelligence of numbers and that, but then who created these numbers? Who created the system? Who created the pi, the ratio, the equation pi? Like, so there's got to be, whether it's a god or a higher intelligence that's created the world we live in. But what's killer to the ego and hard for a human to digest is 2 things. The thought of infinity, right? Have you ever laid there before and just think of infinity? It makes you dizzy. You just can't do it because our whole world is finite, right? It's beginning and end. So we got that. So okay, we'll put that away. Then the other part of the human is the ego, and again, the thinking that we have control, or that, again, where you can make things happen. True. If I get out of bed in a bad way, you know how they say you get out of bed on the wrong foot or something like that, and the next thing you know, your whole fucking day is like screwed.
Yeah.
But then you can change that. So I remember learning that. Like, okay, I got out of the bed on the wrong foot, what a way to start my day. And then you just automatically, because it's easy to be negative and be like, okay, my whole day is going to be screwed because of this. But then I knew I had to change that because that's an experience I already had. So at least let me prove that I can have a different experience just because I could change the way I think with the whole manifestation, LOA, right? The law of attraction.
Yeah.
And I tried as hard as I could, and it would work to a certain degree. What I noticed is that fate trumped it. The only thing that being positive, LOA, right? Law of attraction. What do you focus on? What you mostly focus on mostly happens, right?
Yeah.
Even if, like the story about the midgets and how I used to I hooked up with a midget, and the next thing you know, I told the story, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, yo, Olga's always attracting midgets. And I did. And then got to the point that I'm like, and I knew enough at that point that I'm like, it might be funny and you can joke, but I realized even the joke was making more of them come into my life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I started telling my friends and family, stop talking about the midget.
Yeah.
And so in that respect, yes, I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in manifestations, that thoughts become reality, thoughts become things. I already knew that then, but that's for sure. Like, okay, no problem. But fate? See, you can't say you believe in astrology and then believe in free will, because astrology is fate. So with Pluto going to my 4th house of home, I have been having all kinds of issue in my living situation. Ever since Pluto came in, and it takes years to go through a house, it's been nonstop. And it's at its last degrees now for everybody, but it depends on what your rising is, what house it's in. For me, it's in the 4th house. What's it in your house? I can pull up your chart if you don't remember.
Yeah,
Because I do
off
have
the
your
top of my
chart.
head. I don't know where Pluto is. I know like Mars, Mercury, but I don't know Pluto.
Yeah. Let me see. Give me a second. I mean, I won't screen share it if you don't want everybody to see.
No, I don't care.
Actually,
Someone
yeah, we
studied my
did this
chart.
before. I even did screen share. Okay, you know what? Let's do it, right? That way people can learn and give us their insight and what they think. No. Oh, hold on a second. I opened it in not the wrong window. It's just that I have already like the presets, like the password and everything on a certain window.
Oh yeah.
And if I
So
share
false.
it on here on this live, I have to use Chrome specifically.
Oh.
Let me see if I can see if it also has my Astro login profile info. Oh, here we go. Shit, because I don't remember it. I don't remember it. Oh, no, wait, you know what? It actually will still work. It doesn't work when it's audio. So if I'm sharing a video, you can't hear shit, or it's like you can barely hear it. So to share this,
Video.
yeah.
Okay.
I just realized this.
Gotcha.
Okay, so here you are. Your ascendant's Gemini. So obviously you are a Virgo, ascendant Gemini. But we're talking about Pluto right now, and these are the transits. You see how I clicked on with transits?
Okay.
And Pluto is in your house, your ninth house. Funny, we were just talking about the ninth house.
Yeah.
See? Again, this is what happens to you and me all the time, right? Like
know.
I'm saying something, it's like I could have said any other house when I was explaining my fourth Pluto.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in coincidences. And again, whether it's a psychic connection, which I do believe in psychic connection because I am a psychic, but at the same time, wasn't it fate that made me a psychic?
I was just about to compare the two as well. Like, was it fate that you just said the number 9, or was it fate
Exactly.
that we had this video happening at this day and this eclipse and all that stuff?
Because we were going to do this last Friday.
Yeah.
And we didn't. Again.
And we wouldn't have talked about the eclipse last week. So.
Yep.
Yep.
Again, just like when you're like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry I can't make it for this and that reason when it doesn't matter. You know my response. Sure, no problem. Because if I already learned, you can't force shit. So this whole free will manifestation, that was a great thing that you mentioned. Let's talk about manifestation. This was last week when we were supposed to be on last week, right?
Yeah.
This time you're like, hey, about the eclipse. Again, I'm not trying to reiterate what we just said. But with Pluto in your ninth house of travel, higher learning, funny how you're starting this channel while Pluto, but notice how you're just starting in the ninth house. Where my Pluto is right here in the fourth house in Capricorn, and it's like at the late degrees. Yours is in the early degrees.
Yeah.
So this is getting started that Pluto is pulling out of you the need to teach, the need to because again, the ninth house rules many things. So it also rules taxes.
And I feel like it's a lot of creativity in a sense, like just creating and that kind of thing.
Creating, absolutely. In fact, just for those, you can Google it easily. I'm gonna share. Wait, it's on ninth house astrology. I'm gonna share so I can dissect. I already know what I'm gonna say, but for those just to have a visual of the ninth house and what it can all represent. Kind of in a nutshell, I'm just going to show a very simple chart. But believe me, guys, there's nothing simple about astrology.
Oh, nothing at all.
Right? And like whenever somebody's like, oh, I'm like, I'm telling you, and I always have to cut corners. I have to like explain it. I'm like, you just got to look it up because I want to make a point that, let me see. So I want to make a point that there's so much involved, just like with the tarot. Every card can mean so many things. And it's the way you can look at the cards around it that tells you the story and the details, right? You know this because you also read tarot. But let me see. So let's look real quick because to refresh your memory.
Yeah.
Because what do you know about the ninth house before I share it?
I don't know much about the houses, honestly. I mean, I know the bare minimum, but I know there's holes and everything that I haven't dug into yet.
So you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little blurry. I guess I could have pulled up the picture. But see how it says the ninth house, travel, higher learning, religion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just basic, right? I can look for another person, explaining it. No, apparently I can't. Not while I'm talking to you. Well, first of all, let's see. Oh, God. The more technology, the more like clicks and like these shortcuts actually doesn't freaking help. That's the one I really wanted to share because you can see it more clearly, right?
Yeah.
But again, so see how mine is the family, the house of family, my foundation, my father.
Okay.
My dad died a couple years ago while, of course, Pluto's in the fourth house. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I can go down several stories and moments of my life that every time, in fact, even now I'll go back, like, when did I meet my ex, from, 2000, whatever, and boom, like
Yeah.
the planet, like, and even if I was actively looking for somebody to be with and date
Mhm.
or have a relationship with, it wasn't happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, I don't
I
care.
totally
And
agree with that.
I have a problem with the whole LOA, law of
Mhm.
attraction and manifestation, because it's like, sometimes you just have to write it out. Like you're pregnant and it takes 9 months for that little bun to cook. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what it is.
Mhm.
So you might want it today, but you got to wait. Like
Mhm.
when it's your turn, when it's the time, it's going to happen, no doubt.
Yeah,
Now,
and it's crazy you just brought that up too, because the video I was watching about this eclipse was saying that things that happened in like like July, August are like what's transitioning in this November phase. So these things have all been brewing in people's lives, and it's just now going to either come to a halt, come to an end. I think Saturn has a lot to do with this eclipse too, and Saturn's kind of blocking some things from happening, but like you're saying, fate is going to push it through either way. But you got to wait. You got to take
right.
time. Yep.
And then at the same time, what the most empowering thing I learned was change, was adapting to change, being able to flow with change,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot of the, law of attraction manifestation thing is, oh, just think it and it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought of things so many times that happened. I also intentionally did them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just like, let's not talk about midgets. So I stopped getting midgets.
Yeah.
So I stopped hanging out with people that would say, I can't find a man because all men suck, or, Olga, what's going to take to find a good man? I'm like, well, not talking like that.
Yeah.
You're acting like you're already telling the universe your energy's already out there. But again, if it's fate, then that means then anything she did say negative about men, here's the thing. The planets are in the right place. Like the fate, it's your turn,
Mm-hmm.
and you meet the person, whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
guy, girl, whoever you are, right? And you don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
So you can literally be like, I don't want to get on that bus.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
You
get on
could.
that train.
Yep. You could feel
And
like
then
you're
you
not
can look
ready.
back and go, did I miss an opportunity? Did I mess up?
Yeah.
Or did I make a mistake? Or here's the other thing people say. What do they say all the time? I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
No,
It was.
that was your chance.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about astrology. Because it also, I learned from my mentor, he would not buy a property without looking at the chart first.
Mm-hmm.
And even when he was an astrologer himself, he would still have someone else read it to like confirm or to see any other things in the chart that could possibly help or hinder him. So he used astrology to improve, to secure his life, to make less mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I started doing. But I think at the very minimal, it just helps me that when I'm going through a rough time, whether like in my Pluto in my 4th house,
Mm-hmm.
like I got Saturn in my 5th house in Aquarius. Now everybody has Saturn in Aquarius right now, but it depends on what house.
Yeah.
I was like, did I? Oh no, I see your chart. Hold on, let me share your chart
Yeah.
again.
Where's
So,
mine?
say that again.
Where's my Saturn? What
Yep,
house?
that's exactly what I'm going to share. So your Saturn is. See, didn't I tell you it was in Aquarius? So it's in Aquarius, but it's in your 10th house.
And the 10th house is little nutshell. What is the 10th?
Go ahead, give me a second. I'm like, you know what? Now that I know they're not using video.
Because whatever that is going to be my
10th house
block.
is career. Predominantly, it's career.
So that will be
So you
my
got
block.
Go ahead. You got the Pluto and the Saturn with higher learning. Did I not say that from the get-go? This has got teaching all over it, or education. You're either getting a further education or changing your education, or you're teaching something that you already know.
Yeah.
But to look in your house, to look further, give me a second. I'm sorry. Because now instead of just sharing a page, I know. Wasting all this time. Okay. Oh, I found one that's pretty good, but it's kind of blurry. Let me see.
I can kind of see it. Career, long-term
Oh, you
goal.
can see it already?
Yeah.
So see it? Didn't I say career? And it's number one. Long-term goals. So you could be traveling a lot. You could be learning a lot through travel. You
Mm-hmm.
could find somebody that becomes a mentor or teacher,
Mm-hmm.
or you become a mentor to somebody else. This is about your so right now you have heavy energy. We're talking, that's the main goal, like not relationships. Not with Saturn. Hold on. Not with Saturn. Wait. Why is it that here we go. Can you see your chart now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. So Pluto is hardcore, right? It's Hades. It's the underworld. And it also makes us see what we need to see, the good, the bad, and the ugly, especially the ugly, to get us to grow or to finalize karma. And then you have Saturn, which is also the teacher, the hard teacher, which also Saturn is Satan. Okay. So he's hardcore and he's the patriarch and he's corporations and he's the tough love. And, for good or for bad. See what I'm saying? Like you can allow to have the Saturn experience because you haven't entered your Saturn. You had your Saturn, I think it's a nodal, like when you're 19 years old.
Yeah.
But for me, the biggest one I think is 29 to 32. So you haven't gotten there yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's your shit years and how you
Yeah.
grow. But right now, Saturn is just making you learn, grow. But by the time you're 29, wherever he ends up or it ends up, that's the area of your life that will be fucking screwed up.
Yeah.
Like it will be like, say you just got married and it was perfect. And the next thing you know, reality check.
Mm-hmm.
Like I call them growing pains.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people come out of it bitter and they don't learn.
I
and they
feel
continue-
like for some reason, I feel like it's gonna screw me in my career. For some reason, I just feel like I'm gonna have like a blockage then.
You're talking
don't know
about
why.
now or when the Saturn
Like,
natal return?
The return of it.
29, 30.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting big like
Career wise?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually bloom soon, career, and then it's gonna last for a couple of years, and then I'll start seeing like the downside and the downfall of it towards the end of my 20s.
But see, there's no way to prevent it. Again,
Yeah.
with the fate.
Mm-hmm.
So, and with Pluto in your 8th house and everything you believed in will change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What you believe in now or what you think is true, it will be totally fucking flip-flop.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, this is supposed to be a family-friendly channel, but I'm so used to the other channel now that I'm like, F this, all these F-bombs. So, hey guys, don't be offended, but I'm like, either I got to remember to keep it PG or I'll just do the disclaimer. Here's the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Adult content. Viewer discretion advised.
There you go.
But, Uranus is in Taurus for everybody, but yours is in the 12th house. And that's about transformation.
Yeah.
So
future, big on future.
And you got Mars in the 1st house of self. That's where your moon is. I mean, your sun, 17 degrees in your natal chart.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in Gemini. See, that's your ascendant. See how the ascendant Gemini?
Mm-hmm.
And it's 10 degrees. So, this, I'm telling you, my first instinct was teaching.
Yeah.
Teaching teachers. And with Gemini, the communication, your ascendant, Virgo, also teacher, motherly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I sense it.
Yeah, I mean, and this is just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Scratching the surface. But the lunar eclipse, this website, it's a little more, I think it's not as user friendly as far as like, but I don't have your stats for anyway, did we go over real quick? We mentioned career, but long-term goals, structure, status, reputation, public image, masculinity, men, father's expert's fame. And you got Saturn just entering that house. So yeah, you're about to be reinvented, and it's going to be tough. And it could be your father might be your greatest ally during this process, or
which is insane
the
because
person.
I just saw my dad like 3 times in a row, and that never happens.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Because typically it means you might have problems because Saturn's so tough, and it also represents the father as well. It's the patriarch, but it's literally in your 10th house of career.
Yeah.
That also has the father in there.
Yeah.
Just to show you, like, I'm not making this up. And the thing is, every astrologer can interpret however they want. But you know me, I use my psychic side more to read a chart than most astrologers. Astrologers really go by the book. It's all mathematic. It's all like a system. And they understand like all the idiosyncrasies, and they'll tell you, oh, when a person has like a moon conjunct, which means like right next to a planet, especially if it's like Mercury in their sun, you know, this means this, and they can be this kind of person and this and that, right? That's all legit, specific astrology. When I read the chart, I feel it. I see things, I hear things. And like you said, I barely even saw your chart. And I was like, learning, teaching, whatever. And then boom. I could have said it like we just saw. The 8th house represents merging. No, wait, the 9th house. Sorry. Travel, wisdom, philosophy, higher education, law. Like what? I could have said, oh, what are you going to go to law school? Which, by the way, again, there's definitely no doubt teaching or learning for you in the next few years.
Yeah.
Because like I said, Pluto takes about 12 years. Don't quote me on the exact year because sometimes I mix them all up, but it's a long time.
Yeah. I know Pluto is the long one. It's one of the longest ones. Yeah.
So yeah, as far as the eclipse, which, like I said, this website, it doesn't make it easy to go like type in like the dates. If I do this other one, Astro Seek, actually. Have you heard of them?
Astro Seek.
Okay, so anybody can do this. It's free, guys. But I feel like, say like I can sign in because I'm already signed up, so it's easier because it remembers your stuff. But I want to go into my friends. I really haven't added anybody apparently. So I don't have you in here. But because I'm not trying to get into my. What was your date of birth?
September 2nd, 1998.
What time?
10:14 p.m.
Oh, what city and state?
Westchester, PA.
Okay, so see, this one for me is easier. See how this thing right here says day? You can do month, week, hour. The other one has it too, but it's just a little harder to freaking get to, and I just don't want to waste time.
Gotcha.
But
so the 8th, is that where you wanted to go to?
Yep. So let's just do one day at a time here, because we're so close now. We're 4 days away, right? November 7th, November 8th. Here we go. Oof. So where is the moon? The moon is in the 8th house. Which, the 8th house, merging, sex, intimacy, shared finances, inheritances, taxes, loans, assets, property, joint ventures, goals, mystery.
That's fucking crazy.
Go ahead.
Because me and my boyfriend are literally talking about moving in together. That's 2 months.
I did not know.
Ew. Okay.
Yeah, man. What's up?
That's so wild.
Do you see what I mean? And it's like, but it's funny because for me, the 8th house, the first thing that comes to me, like the 10th is always career. But the first thing for me in the 8th is the esoteric. Mystery. Well, and yet with you, I didn't get that feeling at all.
Yeah.
I just didn't. If I didn't get the feeling, I don't say it.
Yeah.
But here we go.
The
that
video I was watching about the eclipse was saying something about Uranus, wherever that is, when the eclipse is happening. There's a
right here,
lot of like,
Uranus is right next to the eclipse. You see that?
and
That's
that's like
Uranus.
all the unknown coming through, and like all the mystery and shockingness and everything. So that's the big
Yep.
break.
And it depends too on the conjunctions. So the aspects is if they're conjunct, like right next to each other, or if they're opposite, or if they're squaring. You know what I mean? So all this stuff, it's just more complicated than people can imagine, meaning in a
Yeah.
good way, where you
Yeah.
can get all your answers, all your clarity. But just looking at it at a glance, I mean, you got to, you just, oh my God, I don't know why I felt like you just got a Virgo season when obviously we just got out of Libra season.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I said that, but I don't believe in coincidences. It must be for a reason. So, but right now you got in the second house of also money, and that's a house of Scorpio and transformations. And you got your South Node. You got, with obviously Virgo. No, wait. Yeah, Scorpio. And you got Chiron there. You got Lilith coming in there soon. This is all about sex and relationships. No doubt. Sex. There's sex here. There's fucking sex here. Okay?
Wonderful.
Like,
Perfect.
definitely. And in a way, I wish you wouldn't have told me that you're moving in with your boyfriend, but obviously it was meant to be, because it's like, are you kidding me? And the opposite house of the second house is the 8th house. So yeah, it's going to be sudden, out of the blue. This is going to be a merger. It's going to be a good financial move for both of you. It's going to create a level of independence. The sex intimacy is going to go out the roof. This is also karmic with the Chiron being there in your natal chart in the second house, but this will change your life. You will never be the same. I would even say that with Mars here in the 9th house in Gemini, but Mars is retrograde right now, which again, Mars is about action moving forward, but when it's in retrograde, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because then you can kind of take a step back before you jump and get aggressive or fighting or trying to win something, But the fact that it's in communication, it's definitely in your life. It's definitely your mouth, how you express yourself. It's going to be more aggressive than your usual, and that it's already happening, and it's going to happen for the next, I think, until March.
Yeah.
So it's so weird that your way of communication is going to be more aggressive. You're going to be more willing to communicate, like the way you don't usually. Like if you're a person of few words, you're not going to be that few words. Not now, in the next few months. That's a fact, especially in the 9th house. Because
I want you to keep talking, but I was just looking at one of my like little apps I have for all this astrology stuff, and it did say like, as a Virgo in this next phase, with the next month or two, your communication will be challenged, but in like a good way, so that like, you will be much more open to communication, which has been a big issue for me that I've been trying to work on, and it's
shit.
it's got to bloom.
Sorry about
How did
that.
you just do that?
I'm still learning. Like when I trying to change the way people can see stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why I forget, like, because this one's pretty cool. I didn't know I could do this with 2 people.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because it only shows one picture in picture. So that's why I was like, oh, okay. And see, that's where it looks like look at this. I didn't know I could do this. Not that it matters for now, but I was just trying to see. So when you're talking, I want to bring you up and then bring the chart back up. You get what I mean?
Got you. Yeah.
So
you'll get the hang of it.
So yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, the one of the apps I have for all this stuff was saying that communication for a Virgo, which I am, is going to be challenged, but in a good way, as in like I am going to challenge myself and see how far I can go with learning how to communicate better. Maybe that's the learning. Maybe that's the learning that I have got going on. It's all connecting.
Totally, man. That's what I mean. Like, and even if you don't believe in the stuff or you go against it, not you specifically, but anybody listening or anybody doubting this shit, it's like, all right, man, the tsunami's coming. What?
I feel like people usually are like, oh, it's all too general, and yeah, you can relate it to anything. But like, it's almost like it's general for a reason. Like you're supposed to relate to it, and we're all made up of the same stuff. We all come from the space, the cells, the gods, whatever you want to say, we're all in this wavelength together, experiencing this universe at the same time. It has to be general. Like, if you look at it and you believe it and you perceive it, you'll understand.
Yep. I mean, but like, what's the thing that's happening the most with you lately? What's plaguing your mind the most? Because the fact that like 2 weeks ago you mentioned something about manifestation, but today it's like you moved on. You're like, I'm focusing on the eclipse. So did I help answer your eclipse
I feel like I
question
just
or no? I
the,
think there's more too. I feel like
I
I'm
feel
missing
like I
something.
just brought up the eclipse because it's happening next week. And I also knew the election was also on the day of the eclipse. So I like
Right?
kind of wanted to talk about that a little
Yeah,
bit.
I'm so glad you did mention that. Yeah.
Just that in general, with lack of control, like being brought up. The couple of videos that I was watching about the eclipse kept bringing up, like, you know, losing control of something, or I don't know, a lot about control and like losing something, and something's shocking and you weren't expecting it to happen. It's changing your future. That, yeah.
Look at this. Did you see it? Hey, Scorpio 123, welcome. Love my Scorpios. Look at this. I love this stuff. Today's my birthday. Celebration emoji. Oh man, I feel like I wish I would have.
Happy
Yeah, I gotta get one of
birthday.
those. Hey, Niece Joe. Oh, thank you. Looking beautiful today.
Hey.
Why, thank you. Great to have you guys. Welcome. Hey, Scorpio. So, how you feeling about this eclipse?
I feel like we have to read his chart now.
Scorpio. I feel like, Scorpio, have you been with me on a live? I feel like I did read you one time. Matter of fact. Was it you, Scorpio 123, that you asked me about having a government job? Don't, you know, if I'm wrong, that's okay. I'm just saying. I don't think I saved your chart info. If it was you, just letting you know.
Perfect timing to be connecting the two, though. With
my love life is really bad. Laugh out loud. Anything good coming? Well, what's up? What's your stats there? What's your info?
Yeah, for real. Send your birth dates and your times. We'll dig in there for you.
It was what's up? Like, what's up? November. Let me see. What are you born in 94? Am I right? I'm not even being psychic now. I just pulled out just straight out. Wait, 19. What did I say? 1990. What 19? Was it 1994? I'm a girl. No, sorry. That's great. Not sure. Oh, you don't know what time you were born? Huh.
Oh, you guys gotta figure that out. It makes such a difference.
Oh, no. Oh, so she's saying it wasn't her. And I think you're right, because it was a male that I remember. So you're right. But I don't know why. He must have been a Scorpio or something. And that's what stuck with me. But great to have you, Scorpio. Is it your first time visiting? Have you subscribed to my channel already? You've been here before. It's been a while. Because if you subscribed back a year ago or so when I was doing all the readings online, live and all, because you look familiar. Maybe that's why I equated you with the last person that was in my live of like a month or two ago. Oh, look at that. We got the stats here. We got the info. Oh, no, 4 of September, right? Cuatro.
I can even pull a tarot card for your birthday.
Oh, she's 98. I said 94.
Ooh.
But I was in the 90s, baby.
I'm 98 too.
Shut up.
Happy 24th, right? That's how math works. Yeah.
Oh, 9:45 p.m. Let's do it. I'll tell you what, Scorpio. Make sure, Scorpio 123, make sure you share this video. You're getting a cold reading here.
Wait, is Scorpio the one who said that they have problems with their love life? Or was that somebody else?
When today? Oh, no. That Scorpio 123 said that. Yep.
All right.
Where in the world were you born? Give me a city, because I need latitude, longitude makes the difference.
I'm going to see if these tarot cards have any help with your love life real quick.
Thank you, Scorpio 123. Yeah, share it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Make sure to hit the notification bell. Don't miss us. If you haven't heard the first part of this live, we're coming back at you, Marissa and I. She's coming at me with all this stuff. We're going to share everything, our life, true shit, okay? Every Friday. Tentatively 2 o'clock, maybe 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, North America time. But yeah, definitely share this because we need more people in the live chat. That's the whole point, right? Because I really want to empower people instead of just, hey, can I just get a reading? It's like, no, come on now.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
don't be
gotta
a sucker to
addictive.
this. You know, so many of them, and they get addicted to it too.
Yes.
They're like, oh, can you read my stars? Can you? It's like, if we can get more people to understand that that's not helping you. And if you really want leverage, let's get to the real nitty gritty of the fact that, oh, Nova Scotia, what's up, Canada? Are you in Canada right now? Let's see, Nova Scotia. What, did I not spell it right? Canada? Come on, man. Where is it? Birth city? I guess that's not a city. What's the city? Give me a city in Nova Scotia. Do you know any, Marissa?
No. I'm not a geographer.
Yeah,
Scorpio, I did pull a card for you. You got the King of Swords, which is crazy that you got the King because that's kind of the end of your journey, which is the eclipse happening. So congratulations, you're through the journey of logic and reason, but you're about to begin the phase of career and money and stability there. So maybe that's stability within a love life, or maybe you're going to find someone who's gives you some of that stability, or you're going to work on it yourself in your own ways. But congratulations on crossing the path from logic and reason to money and career.
You just pulled that out, or did she ask you to do it and I didn't see it?
No, I just pulled it out. I just did it.
Look at that. Look at that, Scorpio 1, 2, 3. Look at that.
You got a whole reading. Let's go.
Man, and we didn't even plan that. Okay. So it was meant to be that she logged in. Because you know what? What made you, Scorpio 1, 2, 3? What made you go? Did you get a notification, or you just happen to be browsing? Like, please let me know. I'm really curious.
And definitely look up like the King of Swords too on Google too. And I use like Biddy Tarot is a good one. Look it up and you'll find more meanings than I just told you. But tarot is a lot about how you perceive it. So if you're reading through it and you're like, oh, that means a lot more to me than what she said, then definitely go with that one. Tarot is all about, doing your research and looking into all that stuff.
That's so weird. I'm getting a Halifax, California, Nova Scotia. Oh, California. Look at me. See, I'm psychic, but I'm an airhead at like real life. Okay, I guess that's the trade-off because this happens to me all the time. Sorry there. I'm going to screen share. Oh, no, wait. Here we go. Scorpio 1, 2, 3. What do we got here? So you're single, you're looking for somebody, or you're having trouble in your love life. What was that again? I'm looking at the chats. My love life is really bad. Laugh out loud. Anything good coming? Let's see.
You're on a new phase. Yes.
That's your birth chart. Now let's look at the transit chart. All right, we got you. Okay. As of today, November 4th. Oh my God. Oh, it is your birthday today. Oh my God.
You're like, oh my God.
Happy birthday, Scorpio 1, 2, 3. I wish you the best. Obviously, you deserve this today. We found each other. We got each other. We didn't miss each other. Again.
Magical.
We talk about fate.
Mm-hmm.
Magic, fate. So let's see with your love life. Okay. Well, how much of an avid astrologer are you, Scorpio 1, 2, 3? Because if you're on my channel, you're obviously into it. How much do you know? I don't want to waste your time. Because if you know, right? The 7th house, by the way, I don't know if you knew, but definitely chime in, Marissa. But the 7th house, the 5th house are like, I think, there's a couple other houses that also matter in relationships, but for me, it's like the 7th house for sure, down straight up. But when nobody has any planets or anything in that house or even transiting, then you can look at the 5th house, and I believe the 11th house. For some other people, could be, I'm going to just leave it right there. Let's not complicate things. So there's a few things that I find that happens every time. either Mercury, Mars, whether you're a female or male. If it's a male, it's Venus transiting the 7th house for sure. So as far as your natal chart, so without looking at the transit, right? You got the sun in Scorpio in the 4th house of home and family. I wouldn't be surprised if you've already been engaged, or you're looking to maybe be engaged or date somebody that your family's hook you up with, or you've already been dating people that have already been hookups from family members, or they know they're your family or something like that. Don't tell me. I know. You got to let me know in the chat. And it's funny because you have Lilith right there also, which, rules. It's like representing of Scorpio is Lilith. And you have that in your natal chart. So you got some heavy karma going on. So you also have, it's your female. Where's your Mars? Let's see real quick. Your Mars is Virgo. So definitely a Virgo man or Virgo ascendant man if you're straight or, whatever your sex preference is. But they're definitely going to be a Virgo. If not, they could also be what's looking right straight across, which is Pisces. And somebody even in that realm, like 3rd house of, again, when we were looking at the chart, right? The 3rd house, the mind, thinking, communication, somebody in communications. Look at the siblings. Didn't I say with the family? And I wasn't even looking at that house when I mentioned where your sun and your Chiron. Look at this. Social activities, interests. Oh my God, you can meet somebody at a wedding so easily. You probably do all the time. I just got this feeling. And as a Scorpio, please, who doesn't want a Scorpio? The sexiest of all the signs, like, hello. They're ruled by the genitals. And that doesn't necessarily mean sex, okay? It just means that natural sex appeal, just our instinct, even on an animalistic level, on a basic level. But on a deep level, people are just afraid of Scorpios. They don't know how to handle it, especially female Scorpios. They can be crazy and so intense that you're just like, you just can't get enough. They're just too much. But I've never met a Scorpio I didn't like. So it's funny how there's this stereotype with Scorpion females on, oh my God, the worst sign of all is Scorpio. That's bullshit. And that's a new age thing. That's bullshit. FYI. I don't know if you heard that or you thought that. You're freaking hot. You're intense. And you're most likely multi-talented. Extremely. You're extremely astute. Anyway, that's just on a surface level on your chart. Sorry, let me focus again on your love life. So in the 7th house of your natal chart, you got Uranus again with the communications. And also again with Neptune being in your 7th house with the Pisces right here. That's the opposing where your Mars is, where if you're into masculine, that's it. Virgo ascendant, Virgo moon, or Pisces moon, Virgo. And again, it could be a Virgo with a moon in Pisces. You get me? You got it. So definitely when you meet somebody, if they don't have these kind of energies, don't be surprised it doesn't work out. Because that's the other thing. This is fate. This is what is your perfect match. Okay? Trust me on this one.
I'm getting the feeling they're definitely going to be like an earth sign, especially with this earthy eclipse coming up.
Yes.
A lot of earth flowing into your life. So.
But look at this Pluto.
Don't force
She's
it,
got.
though.
I'm sorry, honey. So she's got the Pluto about to enter her 7th house of relationships. So some deep, dark stuff. And, already Scorpio can go deep. So this is going to be a really, really deep thing for you. This is going to be a deep passage. It's going to be the next 10 years. I'm not kidding you. I said 5 first, but between 5 and 10 years, massive transformation. And so she's 1998. So you're probably 34? No. She's 4 years older than you, but 26, 27, something like that. So get ready because her Saturn is coming. Her Saturn natal return. And her Saturn is right here in the 8th house. Again, you're going to have to travel, or you're traveling already, or you're going to get a job, or you're in a job already that dominates. There's communications there. Maybe you work online, but there's phone calls, there's emails, and there's travel. And it's hardcore. It's hard. It's not easy. But that's where this love is coming in. But I'm not going to lie to you. Especially I'm not getting paid to lie, okay? But even if you did pay me, I won't lie to you. But the other aspect that I look at, right, what's happening in the 7th house and what's coming through. There's nothing here in love life. Let's go look at your 5th house. Well, you already have like a stellium. You're fully loaded at birth.
Yeah.
Right?
That's great.
And it's going from Scorpio to Sag. So definitely, I'm telling you, travel, somebody through the travels, through communications, through siblings. Siblings is huge here. Families, siblings hooking up. So then I'm like, okay, and what's transiting? Well, Venus is already in your 5th house, which also So you're looking really pretty. Of course, you're also in Scorpio season, so anybody looks their best and gets the most attention and attraction and luck and everything in their natal, their month of birth in those your solar energy, right? And yours is the Scorpio in the water. So with this eclipse coming, I mean, you could meet somebody like because of this Neptune, like it's going to be almost dreamy. You're not going to see this coming.
Realistic to tie the tarot reading and this together, since you're completing that reason and logic phase, maybe there's someone in your life that you kind of know you need to almost boot out to make room for new. And this eclipse is going to push those specific people away and then bring these better people in.
Yeah, and it's going to be intense. I'm not, again, not sugarcoating it. It's
And
going to be intense, but I don't see anything bad.
You might be shocked even at like who the people are that are going to leave your life. You might be kind of caught off guard, but it was meant to be. It's meant to happen.
Yep, because she also, the 7th house she has in Aquarius. A little bit in Capricorn. So yeah, I mean, it's a tough period for you. It's a tough period. You're going to be so surprised. You're not going to believe who you're going to be attracted to. I just heard that and I just saw that. It's like, but yeah, I can't say, oh, you're about to meet somebody because I'm looking for, where's Mercury? So Mars is right now in your 12th house. Again, transformation. This is like deep shit. Like your perception has to change, will change. It's changing already as we speak. And you're probably even taking more time alone, spending more time alone. And maybe too much thinking in your head, Scorpio 1, 2, 3. I feel like you could be overthinking things. Do I do it? Do I not? Do I say it? Should I not? That kind of a thing.
That logic, that reason.
Yeah. But where's the Mercury? Mercury right down here, transiting in the 4th house currently, but in Scorpio. Again, I mean, you could totally be meeting somebody now in the next few weeks during your Scorpion solar energy. Look at this with the South Node in Venus and Mercury together and about to enter the 5th house.
Anyone who you even like feel any type of stability around, stay with those people, whether they're the people that you're gonna like date or like they're the people that are going to bring you to the person that you're going to inevitably meet. Look for that stability feeling that you get and push away all those other stupid people.
Do you see? Wait, I was like, what's the emoji she just shared? Is it like, oh, I was like, is it like the fingers? I thought it was that. Like, I got it. But no, it's like, was it good luck?
Yeah, she's like, I'm hoping it'll be soon. It'll be in this little.
You don't have to hope because there's a thing called fate, my friend.
And
it's coming. It's coming. And I understand why you're so in your head right now, but it's coming. It will be out of the blue. It would be most likely during a travel or somebody traveling to where you're at, and you meet him through family, siblings. There's definitely travel all over this.
You better come back next week and give us updates if anything happens.
Hey, do you hear that, Scorpio?
I need
Scorpio
to know.
1, 2, 3.
I'm now invested in this relationship.
Do you see a job anytime soon? Well, I'm running out of time. I gotta go, but...
Well, the card said you're about to start that journey of the Pentacles, because after the King of Swords is the Ace of Pentacles, which is money, career, material objects, stability, and the sense of financial things. So it's coming. Don't force it, though, because when you force it, shit starts falling apart.
I keep looking like over at you this way, and then I notice that looks like I'm looking that way. Because looking at you this way, it looks like I'm looking at you. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
Yeah. Because you're over there, but
Yeah, like, if I look at you, here's me looking at you.
Yeah.
Here's
but
me
now,
looking
to me, you're looking over there. Like, all over there.
Right. I'm like, wait.
Oh.
I just saw somebody else do it the other day, and I forgot to do it.
Oh, shit.
Now it looks like I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
No. It doesn't. It's the
Okay.
same shit.
Well, now I'm just looking the wrong way. Well, I don't know. Now I'm confused.
I gotta
Wait,
look
is
like
my
this
shirt?
to look at you.
Yeah, it's still. It didn't mirror it. It's
Oh,
still-
hi, Marissa. I can't see your face, but it looks like I am. But yeah, I wonder why we can do that. Like, what's the upside to that if I still have to do the.
I don't know. I thought it was gonna mirror like the image.
Oh, Scorpio, sorry I have to go, but to be continued. You keep plugging in, you keep sharing this. And matter of fact, I want to hear people be like, Scorpio 123 sent me, or invite them and like be like, yo, Olga, what'd I tell you? Hey, Marissa, what's up? Because like Marissa, honestly, happy birthday, honey. And Marissa, what made you just because she said it was her birthday, or you just had your psychic moment and you were like, I'm gonna pull a card
I had
on
my
for
card
her.
sitting here. I was like, you know what, birthday. That means it's a powerful day. So the card's got something to say.
Well, you deserve it, Scorpio 123,
Yes.
and I'm so glad you joined us. It was meant to be. We needed you.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we can go on and on and on. And again, so next Friday. So wait, the eclipse is in 4 days.
Tuesday.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna have a lot to talk about by next Friday.
Mm-hmm. We should know any like big changes we sense or have happened.
Write down any dreams you have.
Okay. Yeah.
You, me, like all of us, and anybody in the chat or watching this replay. Write your dreams. Bring them on next Friday.
Yes, definitely.
Take note. Trust me, because sometimes things can be right in our face and it can go right over our heads. And because I'm not you, I can see things easier than I could see in my own stuff. I mean, it's natural. And dude, that was amazing, that card again.
Yeah.
Like that just blew me. Like I actually had butterflies and everything. I didn't see it coming. I didn't know. We didn't plan it.
Yep.
You just jumped on it like, hello with the Mars in retrograde.
Teaching. Did we not?
But it was so quick too. Like, that's a Gemini. And you had your thing in your chart where what was going through Gemini?
The
The ninth house?
I don't remember.
But you had some stuff going on
maybe?
in
Yeah.
Gemini, and you're a Gemini ascendant.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, oh, you two. Oh, did you see what she said? Ah, Scorpio 1, 2, we have a wonderful weekend, beautiful souls. Oh, with the heart, with the little.
Love you.
And the mend.
Yes.
Love it. Scorpio 1, 2, 3. Knees Joe. Thank you, everyone that's here in the live but doesn't want to say anything. You know, an emoji says 1,000 words. Just leave an emoji. If you watch this replay, definitely any questions you have from Marissa, from me, or what you guys want us to talk about, leave it in the comments below, even if you're watching the replay and not the live stream, because we do read them.
Yeah,
and
we'll go through next week and answer some of the questions, of course. We need stuff to talk about. What do you want to know? What do you want to hear?
Yes.
We could talk about each other for ages, but we
yeah.
need something new.
But you literally love talking about these topics.
Oh,
I mean, I do. That's just my life. But you literally like.
I could talk about this stuff forever. Literally for 24 hours. I would never get bored.
See, guys? And trust me, she is a gem. She's got a lot of gems. Like, look at her. She looks all mild, all nice, all sweet. Like, you know, she doesn't have a big YouTube channel, whatever. But she's very special, guys. And I'm telling you this as a psychic. And I've teamed up with her mostly because I know that magic happens whenever I talk to her, and I don't want to plan anything, script anything, and she's got the floor. So even if I do talk a lot.
Yes. Yay, I'm excited for this.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Marissa, for joining me. Can't wait to see you next week. It was awesome. Have a wonderful, great day. Have an even better weekend.
I shall. Go Phils. Go Birds.
What's up?
Let's go.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.